Does it ever work out well to sell your rental property to your tenant? Well, it certainly does not if you make this mistake. Hi, I'm Demetrius. I'm a real estate agent and I help people buy, sell, and invest. A client came to me and we're looking to get his property on the market in the next week or two. He said, hey, I have some news. I have a tenant who's looking to lease my property and then purchase it. And we've agreed on all the terms. I said, okay, that's great news. Let's discuss the details and maybe I can help you here. So he said, all right, well, they're going to pay my price of $325,000. I'm giving them a below market rent of $1,700 a month, and they should be able to buy in a year after they do some credit repair. If you look at this objectively, though, you're going to see a lot of red flags because it's no longer in the tenant's financial interest to buy the property. Their rent would go from $1,700 a month for rent to close to $2,700 a month as a mortgage payment. At the end of that year, instead of just leasing the property or leasing another property, they'd have to come to the table with 3%, 10 grand, plus closing costs. It could be another 12 grand. So $20,000 to $25,000 in cash, plus an extra $1,000 a month. Why would they do that? So you need to structure it differently. If instead you gave them a more market rent of $2,600, $2,700 a month today, they're already used to making that payment. You give them a credit of maybe the $1,000 a month if you're already good with getting $1,700. So at the end of the year, the equation is different. They have $12,000 in basically a savings account that they can access if they buy the property that they can use or lose. They're already good making the rental payment, or the rental payment is the same as the mortgage payment, so they're good making that size payment. And they're going to be motivated to buy the property. They'll still need to have some savings saved up, but they would need to have those savings regardless of what property they would purchase. So if you don't structure it that way and you don't use the leverage you have as a landlord before the tenant moves in and structuring a lease option, then you're never going to be able to get the property sold because you've just made it, very, very financially difficult for the tenant to make good on what you both wanted to happen.